Tumetembea na wewe, tukaenda town, tukapeleka fahali.
I was properly massaged, the face, the legs, the hands.
Yes.
I've not been washing my legs properly. Because the type of that, yes, my father kept away from me for quite a long time.
Yes.
I don't know why you could not visit us when you were young. He was fairly rich
by the
standard of that time.
Yes.
What I can talk about my father,
yes,
the good memory was that he was a disciplinarian.
Yes.
And if he was, during this the time you are here,
yes,
he would have been one of the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because he was really thinking about higher things than his brothers.
Okay.
Because there were 11 brothers. But I think he was quite ahead of them.
Welcome to the Time Lapse. Today we have a special edition episode where I get to have conversations with my old man. We're going to just go back in time in 1947 when this gentleman was born and traverse all the way to 2025, and he can tell us amazing stories, his journey so far, some of the challenges growing up, career, marriage, life in general, raising an awesome human being like me, you know. So, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Time Lapse, and welcome Mr. Chirande.
I'm welcome. Thank you.
Karibu sana. So, karibu, feel at home. Wacha tuongeongee maneno mawili matatu.
Yeah, at least I'm adjusting.
Yes. Wacha hata kabla niende mbali nisongeshe.
Okay.
Yes. Ndio tukupate loud and clear.
Very true.
Good. So, swali ya kwanza tu kabla tuende mbali. Yeah. Leo tumetembea na wewe, tukaenda town, tukapeleka fahali,
wakakutengeneza vizuri.
Yes. How was that experience?
Actually,
yes,
it is quite memorable.
Yes.
Because I've never had such experience. I've been taking kinyozi ordinarily. But at the time,
yes,
it took almost over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours, yes.
2 hours.
3 hours.
Doing a lot of things on my body.
Yes.
And I've been hearing the word massage.
Yes.
So I was properly massaged. The face, the legs, the hands. And it impressed me. It is quite healthy.
Yes. Umejisikia wewe ni kijana kidogo kidogo. Nimeona unakanyaga mguu mbio bana tukitoka hapo na
in fact I felt lighter.
Yes.
When going through stairs.
Yes.
And what I discovered.
Yes.
I've not been washing my legs properly. Because the type of that.
Yes. Mbona ikitolewa hapo.
That got out of my legs.
Yes.
I think I'll be a bit more careful.
Yes.
Even with the nails.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm much cleaner.
You feel a lot more cleaner.
And I really thank you for that memorable moment.
Karibu sana.
Yeah. Don't shy to repeat it. You repeat it any other time.
Yes, time lapses unasikia.
Although you told me it's very expensive.
No, iko sawa.
But if it can be repeated, I think I'll be much.
Nijaribu ikue, nisingoje tena mwaka ishe.
Yeah, within especially when I'm nearing December. We celebrate when we are very clean.
Iko sawa.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Then we've had our meal, and I think the idea was before we have this conversation, we have gone through a bit of an experience.
Yes.
Something that shows that I'm celebrating you
Yes.
And I'm appreciating you because by the time lapsers will be watu wenye wanaonanga hii kipindi yetu tunawaitanga time lapsers.
Yes.
Because the episode itself is called the time lapse. Hii kipindi yetu tunaita the time lapse. So we call the people who view our viewers, we call them time lapsers.
Good.
Yes. So ukisikia nikisema time lapsers uko ujue na maanisha wasikizaji na waonaji wetu kutoka different parts of the world.
Also to remember, I've been in Bungoma for quite a long time.
All right.
But I've never known of a lift.
All right.
I think I've been moving in houses that don't have lifts.
Yes, yes.
So that hotel, I think, it was quite good. A good meal, a lift.
Yes.
Those are quite memorable things.
Good.
Yeah.
I am happy to hear that.
And I thank you for that.
Iko sawa.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Haya, so that's covered and I am really happy that that experience at least imetuallow kukuja tukae hapa kaa tumetulia, tumbo iko sawa, mwili iko fresh, iko clean. So now we can at least go back to 1947 when you were born. So I guess the first swali ya kwanza naweza kuuliza tu if you can be able to remember how was it growing up in the 50s. Can you be able to give us like a small description of how it was growing up pre-independence actually? It was Kenya before independence.
I was born 1947, 9th December.
Okay.
I'm just 8 years shy too.
Okay.
2 years.
2 years shy of 80.
Yeah.
Good.
In 47, it was quite... The world was still...
Young.
Quite low. With no many vehicles.
Okay.
People were without shoes. And life was not as it is today.
All right.
So I'm lucky to have reached this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to be able to see the things that are
able to see
available right now.
many things. In fact, where I am, I think I remember in 1970 I entered the KBC, Voice of Kenya studio.
Yes.
We were taken for a tour. And it resembled something like this, although the light was really heavy.
The light was too bright, huh?
But as bright as almost this.
Okay.
Yeah, so this from 1970, you can imagine.
Okay.
And I'm seeing another studio, Time Lapse.
Time Lapse Studios, huh? Good.
Yes.
That was in the 70s, huh? What level of it? What you were in high school? What level of education when you were visiting these studios?
First, I think I should mention my parents.
We will get there. Just
okay.
Yeah.
In 70, I was doing my fourth form.
Fourth form, huh?
Yeah, and we were taken for a tour, Kisumu, another one then in Nairobi.
All right. Okay, that's good. So, growing up, I understand. Do you have any fond memory of your father, my grandfather, when you dial back? Kuna story moja unakumbuka yenye inakukumbusha baba yako sana, like one of the fondest memories of your father just growing up?
Yes, my father kept away from me for quite a long time.
Yes.
I don't know why he could not visit us when we were young.
Yeah.
He remained in Mombasa.
Okay.
So it made my mother to remain alone.
Okay.
For quite a long time.
Okay.
And akaamua kuenda mahali pengine.
Okay.
Akaolewa mahali pengine.
Whoa, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you're saying my grandmother abandoned the marriage?
Got married elsewhere. They bore a child who is my only sister.
Auntie Mhwana?
Mhwana.
Wewe?
Yes, and that disappearance of my mother, my father,
yes,
created a lot of hard time.
Okay.
I remained with my uncle's wife, who was my aunt, and my grandmother, Anyangu.
Yes.
And she was blind, although much caring.
At this point you were with my uncle Ibrahim.
Yeah, we were two.
Okay.
We were just two of us only.
Yes.
But my aunt disturbed us. He didn't give us easy time, but we survived.
Okay.
Yeah, we survived.
Yes.
But when my health was deteriorating, one of the ladies...
At what age, if you can remember?
It was 54, 50... I was 54.
This is now
52.
1952. Okay.
Mau.
Okay.
During Mau.
All right.
So one of the ladies who was staying in Mombasa with my father looked at my health and felt I could not survive. So he picked me to Mombasa, and that was the first time to see my father.
As a 5-year-old? As a 5-year-old?
Yes.
For the first time?
On to Mombasa.
Yes.
But, young kids don't like strangers, so I didn't like my father. I just wanted to go back with that lady. When she left me that now this is where you are going to stay.
Yes.
That this is your father.
Yes.
I didn't see it to be possible. I thought maybe it was not true.
Okay. Interesting.
So nikasumbua. But later on I adjusted. I stayed in Mombasa with my dad. Later on he was transferred to Nairobi.
Okay.
And he reconciled with my mother.
Okay.
And he had now 2 wives in one home, one house in Nairobi with us.
Okay.
With my brother, step-brother called Auma, Said Auma.
Okay.
So he was staying there with my Said Auma. Tukapeleka kwa shule. I'm one of the few people of my age who went to a nursery school in Nairobi.
In Nairobi? Kwa hivyo in Nairobian kidogo? Okay.
Yes. We went to a nursery school.
Yes.
Where we first of all started with the mambo ya Kiislamu. Kufundishwa kitabu ilikuwa inaitwa Juzu. Tukasoma then tukafundishwa mambo ya kawaida ya shule. Islamic nursery school. So I stayed we stayed like that for a while. Later on wakaamua niende nyumbani.
Okay.
Nikarudi nyumbani 56.
Okay.
Then 56 nikaenda nyumbani kutairi.
Okay.
That's when I was circumcised.
You were about a 9-year-old.
And already my mother had already now reconciled with my dad.
You mentioned earlier that they were living in Nairobi in one house with 2 women.
Yeah, two wives. My mother and another mama.
Not even Mwanahawa?
Hapana, Mwanahawa was in Mombasa.
Was in Mombasa?
My father was a polygamist.
Hey, wewe?
He was in Nairobi. He was in Nairobi with a younger mother who was not Mwanahawa.
Yes, and a younger woman who is not...
Yeah, who was not Mwanahawa. He was called...
Did he ever get a child with this?
He was Kibibi, yes, 4. We are a huge family. Some disappeared in Mombasa.
Wana, sijui hawa jamaa wana.
We had a Uma who resembled Juma when I went to Mombasa when he was big.
Yes.
Nikaona nafanana na wakina Juma like you. As brown. My father was brown.
Okay.
But this blackness is for my mother. Yeah. So, what am I saying?
Your mother, you came back for some circumcision.
Circumcision now with my mother.
Yes.
And I think now I was very happy in the hands of my mother.
Yeah.
Then 1957.
So nyote mkatoka Nairobi mkakuja
hapa
Butere Sabatia.
Sabatia. Our home is around Sabatia, where we are now, that shamba.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I joined school in 1947. 57, sorry. Okay. 57.
Yeah.
When I was almost over 10 years.
Yes.
Or just around 10 years.
Now 10 years, yes.
And that was the rule.
You joined school at around 10 years.
Yes.
Kama umeanza kwa...
Tena wanakusumbua, nataka kushika mkono hapa. You see whether you are... you were checked.
Yes. So which school did you go to?
Buchenya Primary School.
Oh, Buchenya is that older school, huh?
It's so old. It was
one of the oldest schools in that region.
One of the oldest schools
Amazing.
around.
Yes, good.
Although Lunza is older.
All right.
Lunza and Shira is older.
All right.
So I was now happily living with my mother. My father visited us 1952, 54. He paid us a visit at home.
Yes.
Sometimes the years are missing me. But I think he came home in the 50s. After being with him in Nairobi, he visited. He came
a little
home.
Bit, yes, in the 50s. So during his visitations, kuna ka memory kenye kana kuja kwa akili yako ka something, maybe zawadi ama kitu alifanya ama kitu alisema that stuck with you?
My dad.
Yes.
My dad, when he came at home, he surprised not only me,
yeah,
but many people.
All right.
He was fairly rich
na ile baiskeli yake
by the standard of that time.
Yes.
So he came and went to Bao, Kushukulu,
yes,
Amasimbo, and bought 21 gombes. Yes, we were rich with 21 gombes. With some dogs. I can remember one was called Peter. Peter was a very good dog, black dog. I think my cousin Tongola can still remember that dog very well.
Kwa village bwana mlikuwa mnaita mbwa wa Peter bwana.
Sorry, it's Peter here.
No, but it's just like it's so English a name. Huh?
Yeah.
You would not expect a village dog to be called Polisi, Peter, Poppy, something like that.
My dad was a Muslim, but he's not the one who gave it that name. It is we people.
Okay.
We gave it its name, Peter.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he bought a shamba, 15 acres in Mumias.
15 acres in Mumias?
15 acres. I'm telling you, when he came for the first time to see him at home,
yes,
alifanya maajabu.
I think I've spoken to you about their family heritage for a long time, and the way this story is coming out is surprising.
No, but I've talked about that shamba, 15 acres.
Shocking me.
Which, when he died 2 years later,
yes,
or 3,
yes,
my uncle retrieved it. Akaichukua tena, akarudisha, akachukua, walikuwa anapeana ng'ombe na pesa, akarudishiwa, akachukua ng'ombe. Kawawa mwanamke mwingine wa pili kwake sasa.
All right.
So what I can talk about my father,
yes,
the good memory was that he was a disciplinarian.
Yes.
And if he was, during the time you are here,
yes,
he would have been one of the entrepreneurs.
Yeah?
Because he was really thinking about higher things than his brothers.
Okay.
Because there were 11 brothers. But I think he was quite ahead of them.
He was entrepreneurial in his imagination, and a bit of ahead of his time there.
Yes, by shambas. He built a house in Mombasa with the shops during all those old days.
Tulikuwa masonko bana. Okay.
Alikuwa mtu akili ya kujitafutia kabisa.
Yeah.
But I think I learned a lesson from him.
Yeah.
Not to marry many wives. Because the risk is that when you disappear, some of them will disappear with your kids.
And
so I've named over one of his wives called Kibibi. He disappeared with 4 kids. Fatuma disappeared with one, but we recovered Mukolwe.
Okay.
Pakari, my mother retained Mukolwe, Pakari, the elder son of Fatuma.
Yes.
Mwanahawa had only one son, but that one was a close friend of mine.
Okay.
It is good when your brothers be friends.
Yes, it is.
Because we became so friendly that at one time he started planning how he could transfer. We could share that house in Mombasa, the houses in Mombasa. But the mother could not agree because it was in her name.
Okay.
In fact, that's one thing that has made me to think of writing a will.
Amazing.
Because the way my dad died without a will, at that time people were not writing will, they were verbal.
Yes, the wills were verbal, yes.
But even there was no verbal will. So kaenda tu hivyo na watu wakaanza kushare vitu vyake. Ango aka-recommend house to go to my mother, Mwanawa. Yeah, but that's what I can remember of my father.
Okay.
That alikuwa disciplinarian, but if you were there now, you would have done much more.
I'm not sure. Have you, if you can, just for the benefit of the audience, what did your dad do for a living for him to be able to amass such a fortune back in the day?
My father went to school despite the harshness of his father,
yes,
who is my grandfather, Uma. Decided to go to school at that time. Mwalimu alikuwa liki, nilisikia hivyo at Butere.
Okay.
Wakafundishwa kuandika na kusoma. So that one gave him an advantage over people of that time.
All right. The fact that he went to school.
Yeah, he went to school. And I think, I don't know which class, but he was able to read and write. He could not speak English. I did not hear him speak English. But that made him to be employed with the railways, become a train driver.
Yes.
He used to drive hiyo gari ilikuwa inaitwa mix.
Okay.
Mix.
Okay.
Walikari abantu.
Okay.
You know, Mzungu could not allow anyone who is not really brave and qualified kubeba watu.
Okay.
To drive people in a train. You can drive goods.
Yeah.
Timboki.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
The cargo train, sasa.
In fact, it was when this line ilipita River Nile.
Yes.
It was other drivers wakaogopa. It was reputed that is one guy who crossed. Watu wakampigia makofi.
Amazing. That's a good memory.
He was a very brave man.
Yes.
In fact, anasema kwa kilio tsihuti bila likoshe.
Okay.
I have not seen any one of my brothers who is as charismatic and brave as he was.
What does that mean?
Yani,
yes.
In firewood.
Yes.
But the product is something useless. And mtu akisema kwa kilio ati bila likoshe, yani luhui is a very useful thing.
Yes.
But the product out of it after burning,
yes, it's useless.
It's useless.
Yeah. Okay, I think I get that.
It's a very harsh saying in Kiluya.
Yes. Yes. So it was in reference to grandfather. It means like after his death things went south. Ama what does like no if you apply sasa to like sasa kwa hii venye umeisema, does that mean
which means
yes
that even if I evaluate myself, I don't find myself fitting the personality and the charisma of my father.
Okay. All right.
Although one thing I've known in me, that wherever I'm with the people anywhere, they will choose me to lead them.
Okay.
When I was in Siriba College, they surprised me. Siriba was a very huge college at that time, for the biggest college for primary teachers. The lawyer surprised me when they took the delegation to me that they want me to be a head student.
Okay, amazing.
I could not believe that I could be a head student.
Okay.
But they proposed to me and I became one.
Okay.
Also, I think after joining teaching 1975, it took me a very short time to become a head teacher. It took me almost 4 or 5 years, which even surprised some of the colleagues, because they used to say, some headmasters, headmaster mtiti sana. I was one of the youngest headmaster.
Yes, yes.
I think we were two young headmaster with George Angaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were what, 28 years when you were becoming a head teacher? Because no, you started teaching in 1975.
Yes.
So when did you manage to become a head teacher?
79.
Okay. It's 1 year after starting teaching?
75, 79.
Oh, for 4 years. Okay, okay. Good, amazing.
Yeah, that was very early. At that time, you would become
that is very early. Because people teach for almost 10, 15
I was unmarried
years.
even.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
79? No. I became a deputy when I was unmarried, but head teacher, I was married.
Yes.
And Uni was born.
Okay. So how does the death of your father affect your upbringing, the impact? What kind of impact does it have?
It had a very severe impact.
Yes.
Because loss of property.
Yes.
My father had believed in a quality education. That's why he took us to school when we were very young.
All right.
And so when he died early, you can imagine.
Yeah.
We had to go to school late, and the fees was a problem because at that time we were paying fees. Hata kuna headmaster fulani akanihurumia akatuweka kwa basari ya it was not county, it was walikuwa naitaje hii county council nowadays.
Municipal.
No, walikuwa naitwa something.
The county. It was a name, yes.
Yes.
Yenye ilikuwa inakuwa led na councillors.
Led ya councillors.
Yes.
Tukapewa basari for a short while. Watu wakaanza fitina. Watu they are not poor. Wameweka ngombe elsewhere. No, my father had left some ngombe when he died. So
yes.
we had leased to other people.
Yeah.
Tena tukanyang'anywa hiyo basari.
Hizi vita za basari zilianza tu kitambo.
But you must be very poor man.
Okay.
It is not like these political bursaries.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Nowadays, people pretend, I'm poor, and they are given a bursary.
Okay.
That one was, they assess you are an orphan. Orphans were not many those days.
Yeah, people used to live long.
Inaonyesha watu wanakufa sana.
Yes, right now the life expectancy has dipped.
Because I remember in our school, we were very few orphans.
Yes.
Not a really orphan without a father.
Without a parent, yes.
We were just very few. So we were given a bursary.
Around how old were you when
I went to school?
When your father died?
Died 58.
Yeah.
When he was 51 years.
Oh, he died in 1958. You were what? 11 years.
Yes, I was 11 years. And my elder brother, Ibrahim Matashe, was 2 years older than me.
Okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah, it had an impact. Although, I think, praise my mother, he kept around. Akawa mkali.
Kajaribu kuprotect ile kidogo.
My mother alikuwa mkali. Naona siku hizi wanawake wanawacha na watoto na watoto wanachezea tu, wanawacha kusoma. If you don't go to school, you don't eat. That was a rule, yes. My mother, when you don't go to school, ati ukienda kwa dance, ati kufanya katae shule, that's the end of you. You won't eat. That was a simple rule.
Ulijipata kwa hiyo maneno ya kwenda kwa dance?
And although I was very careful compared to my dad, my brother. My brother was used
alikuwa anapatikana kwa hiyo mtego sana.
But my mother was so harsh that I respected her.
Feared even.
Feared.
Yes.
Sababu tena na nguvu.
Yeah, she was a big one. Yes.
Fanya mchezo.
Anakulima proper.
So he was not the type of person, but my brother would escape with his friends like Christopher Hove Msungu. They were really friends. They would go to dances. They could get some ladies other places.
Okay.
But not in our home because we were one of the richest family.
Yes.
Because we were left with the
Okay.
Yeah, they built for us a house. So he would be in that house.
Okay.
But my brother would disappear for a while.
Okay.
In fact, it disturbed him to study kidogo.
So it affected his schooling,
It affected him somehow. Okay. That's why he could not go to secondary school.
Yeah.
Akawachia class 8. I think that fear of my mother helped me.
Okay.
Yes, it helped a great deal.
All right.
I kept on obeying her.
And in so doing, it kept you on the straight and narrow. Amazing. Shout out to my grandmother.
Yes.
And may the good Lord rest her soul in peace.
Yeah.
So now you go to Butere Boys, huh? I believe you had a good stay there. You received a good education. Do you have like any fond memory that you picked at Butere Boys? I think, did you mention that you are being taught by white people there?
No, yeah, tulikuwa na wazungu tu, majority wa wazungu.
Yes, so
American and some British people.
Yes,
who would speak English. That you sometimes you would ask, when we speak, how do you get our English?
Yes.
They said, we find you struggling.
Yes.
They said, we find you struggling. But when they speak, sometimes
you pick a word or two.
You will really find it a problem. But after a while, you now begin picking.
Yes.
Yeah, because they were the typical people from America and British.
All right.
But Africans who were our teachers who were doing a good job. They would teach with a lot of dedication.
All right.
Compared to Americans.
So any fond memory at Butere Boys? How was it over there?
Butere Boys, it is not so fond. Because, as a day scholar.
Oh, you were a day scholar at Butere Boys?
I had no money for boarding.
Huh?
Although it was the only...
So you would walk from Butere to our home?
No. My father died. We left some bicycles. And
Bicycles?
Bicycles.
Hey, okay.
Not one.
Hey, boss. Wewe ulikuwa dynasty bwana. Hii vita ya hustle na dynasty ingekuwa hizo siku wewe ungekuwa...
who was sleeping on Mikotoro. On a
mattress. Amazing.
A bed.
Aish.
Yeah. And with the bicycle, I had a bicycle. My brother had a bicycle. The other brother had a bicycle. About 4 bicycles.
Boss. Okay.
Yes. Now my father was an investor.
Okay.
Mtu wa kuinvest. So
I am happy this did not get lost when... I'm just saying I'm happy that this did not get lost during the wrangling of property when guys were... when his
many
brother...
things got lost.
Yes.
The bigger things.
Yes.
For example, his pension was misused.
Was appropriated elsewhere.
It was 6,000, I remember.
Yes.
Na watu wakaitana to my uncles under the bananas.
And 6,000 in 1958 was a lot of money.
Yeah, 6,000.
Yes.
I remember it was 6,000. So wakiniita Chirande hii kalamu nikaleta kalamu.
Yes.
Wakaanza kugawanya tu. Liko fira wale. Liko mpaka mpesa kaua. Then they kept us, they gave us some 800 each.
Yes.
I was given 800, my brother gave 800. Pakar was given 600. Ours was kept in the post office.
Okay.
To assist us to learn.
Okay.
But hiyo ya Pakari na Mkolwe, mzee fulani akapewa, sijui alisema kitabu ilipotea.
Akaenda nayo dance.
So things were misused when my father got lost. In fact, even some of my brothers are nursing hatred, but for me, hatred is an injury to you.
Oh yes.
So I don't bother with a bygone is a bygone.
Yes.
And that's why I ended being very close to my uncle.
The one that was the instigator of these things.
Yes.
There's even a picture you mentioned. There's a picture you painted for me of him akingangana na my mother kuhusu suitcase.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful suitcase.
Yes.
In fact, you people,
that is the one of the memories that are stuck with me in all these stories.
And my mother could not
allow.
Akangangana tu anapigwa na anashika, anapigwa na shika.
Yes.
Until one of my uncles on Fumbo.
Yes.
Lekai mali yomsiani wenyu. But it was a very good suitcase.
Yes.
Kufungwa na mpira, leather.
Yes.
It was brown.
Yes.
So
you kept it, huh? Did you keep it?
It has been in the home.
Yes, I think I've seen something like that in the family. Yes.
That thing was wonderful during those early days. Yeah. Alingangana nayo, lakini after taking bigger things, my mother didn't like him to
take this one thing that she felt attached to. Yes.
Even cutlery. We had the type of cutlery that have not, even nowadays.
Fine china. Yes, amazing.
Watu wakajaribu kuiba vingine. That's what it is. There's a picture during my wedding. My mother was giving a present to Mary. The bowl he was holding, it was
reddish, greenish bowl. Yes, I think I know that picture.
That's the thing that my father used to buy.
Yes. Okay.
Vizuri.
Yes.
Sometimes when I look at myself, I don't have that appetite.
Yes. For appetite for fine things. Ilikuruka ilikuja kwangu, usijali. I'm representing you on that way.
You will be really a great person if you imitate my father.
Yes.
Alikuwa shujaa.
Okay, amazing. So
memory in Butere Boys, you said.
Yes.
Fond memory.
Yes. Do you have any?
No, Butere Boys ilikuwa kwa hardship.
Ulikuwa ngangana.
Lakini I can remember one thing. It's not so fond, but it has stuck in my mind.
Yes.
I was average student.
Okay.
And that's why I got a division 2.
All right.
Yeah. So I was very bright in English literature.
Amazing.
So nika misbehave kwa shule na principal akaamua kunifukuza.
Hapo kwa misbehave aje? Unajua kitambo ungogopa kusema, lakini sasa hiyo halo mkofu, you can just say it.
I joined a bad group. It's a group which we used to call it broods.
Okay.
Walikuwa sometimes wanakunywa pombe.
All right.
So I was caught up in that. Someone witnessed. So na huyo alikuwa mzungu, Job. Job was a very harsh man.
Yes.
Akanifukuza kwa shule. But what happened? We were about 3 of us who were helping him to literature you share with the students.
Oh yes, so you are like the bridge between the teacher and the students. Yes.
There are certain things you help a teacher.
Yes.
Yes. And you pull other students.
Yes, up. Yes.
So when I left, akaona baridi imeanza kuingia.
Class ikakuwa ngumu kupitisha kizungu.
For the first time huyo mzungu aka drive up to my home.
Oh no.
Yes.
Impressive.
Masinde Tamalia.
Yes.
Akaja kanichukua.
That's actually a very fun. That's a good memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's something I cannot forget.
Yes. So hata uko unasema it's not a good memory, but I love it. That's and I don't think you've ever told me this story.
No.
I'm happy the cameras are making you.
That one happened. Also, it's a memory of someone who used to call it to monolize. I don't know whether you people have undergone monolizing.
Well, wacha wana. Hey.
So someone
monolization was there even in the 70s, the 60s.
So it's good government stopped that thing.
Iko bado. Monolization can never end.
Nilienda I was in Form 1, we were newcomers.
Yes.
And I went to help myself in a sham choo.
Yes.
Choo mbaya kabisa. Where Butere Boys has undergone stages.
Yes.
Choo kama hizi kawaida za nyumbani. Not same permanent, not whatever.
Yani kanakaa tu venye kanataka. Yes.
So when I was still just helping myself, someone ordered me out.
Where?
Out of that place. And he was one of the non-bully, Mr. Shumwe. God forbid, stima ilimchukua. He became an electrician and stima ikamkula. Mr. Shumwe ordered me out of the toilet. That's a memory I'll never. I normally tell friends and we laugh at it. Na mimi nikajiharakisha.
Yes.
Na nikatoka nje fumed. Ai, nilimpa kichapo. Chap.
Okay.
Alikuwa mkubwa lakini haku believe.
Okay. The pressure of not having finished your business ilifanya ukadeal na yule jamaa.
When you are annoyed, there's some extra energy.
Yes, adrenaline charge. Yes.
So what I'm saying here that man became a friend. That's the memory.
So now he actually out of the fight and confrontation, a friendship was born.
And I've been telling my schoolmates.
Yes.
Whenever we meet, we normally meet at a meeting.
Yes.
That's the only person I visited. Alikuwa anatoka na Masoli. He invited me to his home. And I think what I learned, I would have not invited him to my home. It was quite a rich home.
Okay.
Also a very rich home. Tukakaa na yeye, tukakunywa pombe. Then we returned to school.
Okay.
Nikaenda kwangu na bicycle. It's a memory that I normally tell friends and they laugh at it.
Okay.
In fact, they used to wonder why I was close to a bully.
Okay.
Yeah. But for me, I like reconciling.
Yes. Yes, that's an attribute I've seen in you over the periods of time.
Yes.
I think that when you were telling me about your uncle who you even helped to subdivide his land among his kids, the one who mistreated your mother and made your inheritance go sideways. Huh?
Yes.
When you were telling me that story, I was like, the way I know myself, I don't think I would entertain it or be even of service to them in any way. But you, over time, I saw you be the bridge and even come in to help him in moments of need, even towards even the end of his life.
In fact,
you were there with him to the very end.
He really loved me.
It's an attribute I hope I learned from you at some point, yes. And be that accommodating in my heart. Because it's not necessarily weakness, but it actually comes from strength.
One thing I've discovered, Joel.
Yes.
If you nurse a grudge against this friend of yours,
yes,
or bitterness, that eats you up.
Yes.
Hata inapunguza immunity yako.
Yes.
So learn to forgive people as much as possible.
Yes, for sure.
Sometimes if you think you have forgiven them and they are not getting it, you just avoid.
Okay.
And you toe your line. Yeah.
Amazing.
Otherwise, Butere Boys was a school that we have enjoyed. That's why we have decided to write a history of it. Yes. The foundation history of Butere Boys.
Yes.
It has really brought us together.
Yes.
And when we are together, we talk about Butere Boys.
Some of these past experiences. So your time at Siriba, do you have, apart from the leadership position that you got?
No, I got leadership.
Yes.
As I told you, I'm the type of person when I'm with the people, they normally
they gravitate towards you.
They tend to think that I'm actually their leader.
Okay.
And that's why they elected him to the chairman of Bakolwe.
Yes.
At the Olo Butere. Bukoro is a big clan.
Yes.
Tomorrow we are going to have a seminar.
Yes.
And tomorrow, 13th June, we are going to have a seminar.
Yes.
And it will have 450 the Bakolwes.
Okay, amazing. That's a huge number.
So when they picked on me, I said, as old as I am, they said, no, without you, things won't be okay.
Okay.
You will make other people join.
Yes.
And you can see people just saying the same. So what I think, what it requires in one's personality is trust. When people trust you, for example, these friends of yours, once they trust you,
yes,
and sometimes you can help them when they are in a fix.
Yes.
You will find people very close to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, any fond memory at Siriba? Huko ndio ulipatana na Madhe ama Madhe comes later?
Siriba was besides that, no, I played football.
Okay.
As I was a footballer. Just
the boxing thing, when was it?
No,
was it
not
at Siriba?
Boxing disturbed football.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Those were two competing hobbies, huh?
So when I joined the boxing club, na watu wa mpira wakanikosa.
Ulikuwa unatutisha na hiyo story yako ya boxing. I will
Ni
box you.
Hivyo, I'm just a boxer. In fact, I became the chairman of the club.
Okay.
And we went to Kisumu to represent Siriba College in boxing.
Yes.
There was a teacher from Mias who joined us.
Where is Siriba, by the way? Siriba iko wapi?
Siriba is now a university.
Where is
it called Maseno College?
Oh.
Yeah.
Siriba is the current Maseno right now?
College, yeah. It was, in fact, they took almost all the buildings.
Yeah, who would have known? Because I even in my questions I was going to ask you, does Siriba still exist? So
no,
it's the current present day Maseno University.
No, it's Maseno
Amazing.
University.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
So I joined boxing with a trainer from Kisumu.
Yes.
And I picked up very quickly. That's why I became the coordinator, the chairman of the club.
The club, huh?
It is I trained colleagues, a friend of mine in Mumias, who did not follow the ethics. The ethics of boxing is that you should not initiate a fight. It is purely for defense.
Okay.
And when it's for defense, you don't go on hitting people.
Yes.
And that's why I've rarely fought people. Although watu wananiogopa, wenye kunijua wananiogopa tu. They cannot stay a fight because they know the consequences. Yeah. Right. So Siriba, I remember the principal was Alon Stogutu.
Okay.
He was so tribal.
Okay.
Hakunipenda kwa reasons which I could not understand.
Interesting. So now, is this you mentioned earlier that you started teaching in 1975 and by 79 ulikuwa kuwa made head teacher.
What I can mention something about Siriba.
Yes, please.
I had a lady from Kisa.
Okay.
She was called Mary. And
this is my mom you're talking about, right?
Not your mom.
Okay. She's from Kisa and she's called Mary. So like
that's Mary. She liked going home, disappearing, going home for a weekend. And since I was in leadership,
yes, she
would tell me, protect me. Sometimes they would know, she would be reported, and I tried to cool the situation.
Yes.
Until when she was leaving, she had also a boyfriend in Marama.
Okay.
Mr. Were.
Okay.
In fact, she later on married around Shira there.
Okay.
And so she appreciated my coverage that I used to cover and promised me a lady.
Okay.
And the lady is your mom.
Okay.
Rotary.
So she promised, since you were protecting her during her time in college. Yes, so now you...
And this Mary was her cousin. They were cousins.
Ah.
So when I was at Shira, she brought me.
This was before you became a head teacher?
No, when I was just still a teacher.
Okay.
It was very early years.
Yes.
That was 70.
Early years of your career.
75, 76.
Just when you were starting your teaching career, huh?
Yeah, and when she brought her and again discouraged me. She was funny. She brought two ladies and told me to choose one of them.
Okay.
And then I escorted them. They remained behind. Then I said, I want that one. And then she told me, no, not that. That one, the brother, is a university graduate.
So now my uncle Samuel Bigo, the late.
They were going to disturb you. Take this one. Now the other one, the one she was pointing at.
Yes.
She was also a good lady, but I don't know, I gravitated towards your mom. Then I said, no, let me talk to this one.
Yes.
Although she insisted.
Yes.
She insisted so much. In fact, I had to tell you, when we were friends, I told your mom, your cousin did not recommend you. But he did not say anything bad. He only said that you have
a brother, an overbearing brother. Okay.
Brother who is going to disturb you. That is a graduate. You know, those days the graduates
that was a big deal. Very few people were graduates then. Yeah.
That's it. So it's also a memory in Seriba because I got in contact with
her then.
With Mary. Mary recommended the cousin who is also Mary.
Mary, yes. With the wedding, when did that happen? When did you wed?
No, we decided to stay.
Yes.
She later on joined in Irish teachers college.
Yes, yes.
And when I was now a teacher. But when she graduated, we decided to stay together without a wedding.
Yes.
But we wedded in 1982.
1982.
When Juma was still in the home.
Ah, okay. So you were wedding when my brother Juma was...
Yeah, your brother Juma was in the home.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you end up having a family of 7 officially? You know, semanga wanaume waluya usemangi paka...
No. Mary gave me 5.
5, yes.
And she found me with 3.
With 3.
Which she accepted. I praise her. She accepted that I bring back in the home.
Yes.
So Georgie, Wandati, when he was, Mary was just there.
Yes.
He welcomed her.
My sister Rose.
He welcomed her when she was big. Huyo wa Uganda alikuja juzi.
Yes.
So you are 8 of you.
Okay. All right. So the question around that was, how was it raising such a 7? Nyinyi hata mlizaliwa watatu. It like to your mother, and yet wewe umeenda ukasongesha paka 8, which is by any standards a big family. What are some of the challenges you've faced raising us tukiwa wengi hivyo na tena pia kuongezea my other relatives to support them?
In fact, it was a hard time.
Yes.
Because the salaries was small.
Yes.
Such a hard time that we decided even to do some family planning. That's why we did some family planning.
Okay.
We were fearing that, how is it going to be? Because after Kenyatta had died,
yes.
President Kenyatta, Moi picked and started destroying the country.
Yes.
He started destroying uchumi completely. Railway ikakufa, posta ikakufa.
So cost of living ikaanza kuwa
tukaanza kuumia kabisa.
Yes.
And he was not ready to raise our salaries. In fact, union ingefight with him ndio aongeze tu kitu kidogo.
Okay.
So we decided now to
panga uzazi kidogo.
Panga uzazi. We were forced.
Yes.
That's why if you look at your difference in age.
Yes, between me and my sister is 5 years actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could not wish to have many of you now.
Now, as a father, I don't know, Mom will speak for herself when we ever have this conversation with her. Who was your favorite? Na usiseme mimi. Sababu who was your favorite of us 8?
I've learned not to, because you are very interesting, all of you.
Yes.
Kila mtu ana strength yake.
Na weakness yake, yes.
I've found you people interesting.
Okay, not now. Let's go back in the day. Hakuna mtoto mwenye alikuwa ana siri zako anakufurahisha.
Lakini my first 2 girls.
Yes.
Rose remained with the grandmother for a while.
Yes.
I could not have much of her.
Yes.
George came, but he was a bit shy. But Uni and Melsa,
yes,
were good.
Okay.
I used to like music the way I still like.
Yes.
And I would put there my record player, and
yes,
when they dance, I feel so good. Sometimes when I've taken a beer, and I see them dancing. In fact, yes. I still remember some records they used to dance.
Yes, the vinyl records,
so I think they become very popular to me.
Yes.
When Juma came, Juma was shy.
Yes.
Even kupigwa picha naogopa.
Yes. Terry the same.
I think Juma was a bit shy when just like George.
Yes. So those two girls,
Terry
two firstborn daughters were easily your favorite.
Yes.
Hao ndo walikupata kama wewe bado ni kijana.
Yes. Terry pia akawa mwoga.
Yes.
Hata wakati nilikuwa na wageni wazungu,
yes.
Bishop alinipatia wageni wazungu family. And Terry decided to disappear from the home. Went to visit the aunt.
Choma kabisa.
Nilimuuliza juzi kwa nini uliogopa wazungu? Akasema it is my character. Yes. Akasema it is my character.
Hiyo ugeni mimi ndio nilikubebea by the way, if you remember very well. Nilibeba hiyo, I used to play with those.
Oh yeah. Yes, and, kuna kamsichana kalikuwa kaitwa Emma. Whitney.
Yes, Emma was the baby.
Oh, Whitney was big, but
yes.
But you used to talk some English.
No, hakuna English mimi nilikuwa naongea.
Ulikuwa mnacheza namna gani?
No English I was speaking. I didn't know nothing.
Sure.
No.
I used to see you.
We were just playing baby language, and she was very graceful. And anytime she would talk to me, she would point. And I would just over time to develop some sort of baby language, and it was just a good time.
True.
Yes.
No, I found Wazungu, that's the first time to stay with them. They're very selfish. I don't know others. They were very selfish.
Yes, they were strange lot, yes. They had very weird
they were selfish
characters, yes.
I hope it's not the character of many of them.
Some are actually good. I happen to have the benefit of friendship with white people. Some are actually really generous people, but this particular lot that we received at home, kuna venye, yes, they were very strange.
Wakiandika nguo,
yes,
hawezi kubali mtu atoe. Ni mtu akitoa watahesabu.
Pegs zao wene ziko. So pale umetulea, umetusomesha, and you've umesema one of your fondest memories is that of your two daughters.
Yes.
Nani alisumbua?
Kusumbua
generally tu hata tukataa kusoma venye tu Ibrahim back in your day, your elder brother venye alikuwa anaenda disco. Nani alisumbua kati yetu?
George alisumbua. Mpaka akanifanya nika opt George na Juma. Nika opt to leave the career I was following to be field officer.
Okay. The other reason why you stopped being a NAT field officer?
No, transfer.
Yes.
And then my family was not doing well in education because George would be absent from school. So I begged the DO to get me back to school. Akasema ukirudi tutapunguza cheo yako.
Yeah.
Na nikakubali, nikarudishwa kuwa head teacher. Sasa nikapewa shule. But I was lucky, I was very happy with the Shivanga teachers. Walimfanya George kuwa timekeeper. Akawa timekeeper mzuri, akabadilika, akaanza kusoma vizuri.
Yes.
So I feel some students get problems because they are lacking recognition.
No, so you felt teachers, maybe the lack of recognition from maybe the teachers.
George is one fellow.
Yes.
When I went to Shivanga, he really changed.
And
he would have not done well at Bukolwe.
Okay.
Because they were not recognizing him.
Okay.
And so that one disturbed him. But when he reached Shivanga, he became a timekeeper. He go to school early, he improved in class until he joined high school.
Okay, amazing.
Mukumu.
So as a career teacher, all your life till retirement, I think in early 2000, right?
2004.
Yes. So do you think the teaching career still commands the respect it used to command back in the day, if you're just weighing on that?
Even when we were, at the time we were living,
yes,
that vibrancy of teaching had gone down.
Yes.
Because of
as a career, right?
Politicians started interfering with it. Because most policies that are running education are engineered by politicians.
Yes.
They change curriculum regardless of the cost. We are in president goes to another country, anaona 844 is doing very well, anakuja anabadilisha
Yes.
Now I want 844. And the cost of changing.
Without proper public participation and without proper consultation with the relevant stakeholders.
Yes. So, in fact, our politicians have given teaching as a career, as a profession, a really hard time.
So they have contributed to the erosion of the seriousness and
they have
respect.
affected the children and the parents. Cost. For example, I don't see the reason why we would have improved Form 4, Form 6. Because even the other countries had to challenge us with the ending with the 844. Form 6 was still recognized in other countries like Britain.
Yes.
In fact, we have some people in Kenya who still get their kids up to Form 6.
Yes.
Through this London, they used to go to GCE.
Yes.
Yeah. So our politicians have really interfered. And to such an extent now that unless someone lectures these politicians to attach themselves to professionals, to be guided by professionals in teaching, they will damage it more.
Ideally, that should be the case. There has to be like some sort of education experts within the ministries. But now the problem becomes when now these changeovers are only just happening because of kukula. They are not instigated because of the well-being of the students or the improvement of the education sector, but wanataka tu to make the changes so that someone can benefit from the new education materials, and just eat from it. Yes. It's totally from a very selfish perspective, but we hope for better times. So what is the one thing that has stood out for you throughout your teaching career? If you were to, what is the one thing over the years? Could be a student that you taught who is now a famous person, could be something you did, a policy that you made, a change that you made in some certain school. What is
one
most
thing that have interested me in teaching, which has made teaching to look quite a good thing to me?
Yes.
That most students have taught.
Yes.
Especially those who have gained higher level.
Yes.
We have really remained friends and they recognize me.
All right, amazing. And the relationship is still there, and the respect is still there.
That recognition
yes,
really uplifts me.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel, kweli nilifanya kitu kizuri. I was a well-behaved teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are of positive impact to their growth and journey.
There's one student has not gone high. He remained in class 8.
Yes.
Alinibeba kwa pikipiki akawa anambia, telling me the vocabulary I taught him. You know that this vocabulary you taught me,
yes,
have made me to pass the interview. They thought I was a Form 4. Later I'm just a class 8. Yeah, you know, I promoted the library, storybook learning, story-based teaching of English.
Yes.
I teach from the course book, but you have to read a lot of stories.
Yes.
And fish some vocabularies from there, fish some sentences. I ask you questions. What have you been reading? To test your comprehension.
Yes, amazing. So
that thing lifted many of them. My kids, they talk about it.
Yeah.
And also math, they talk the same.
I think I'm a beneficiary of this. Though I don't remember you ever teaching me directly, but from home you would insist on me reading those stories, newspaper stories. There were some stories that would be in some of these newspapers, that Daily Nation, especially the Sunday Nation. It would have some stories, and you'll make me read them, and sometimes even retell that story to you, so that you see if
whether you have understood,
how is my comprehension of that story.
Yes.
And I can easily peg hinge my ability to be a storyteller from that, because I actually write stories and publish them on my blogspot. And my ability to do that, my early vocabulary, I think I might have originated some of it, and imagination, I might have originated it from that.
True fact.
So that's I'm a testament to being a beneficiary of that type of schooling?
In fact, I would even encourage you to do the same to your kids.
I pass the baton, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
They read a small thing.
Yes.
But you found out hata majina tu alikuwa nani na nani kwa hiyo story.
Yes. It tests their ability to capture, to memorize things.
I discovered that many people read even newspapers. Lakini ukimuuliza ulikuwa unasoma nini, hawezi kuambia. People don't read to comprehend.
Yes.
They just read somangos.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now you get to retire in 2004, and you channel your retirement benefits in an investment, public transportation vehicle. And from my memory of that investment did not go so very well from you. Are you able to tell us a little bit about that and your memory recollection of what you did right and probably did not do right there? And
in fact,
what learnings did you pick from that?
I did something very wrong.
Yes.
Which is a lesson to anyone who is planning to retire.
Yes.
I got a friend, who is William Mboe.
Yes, the late, yes.
Lalangwa Fred.
Yes.
Fred Mboe Kuyu. It was a mistake of life that I made him because I was just going to receive my money and he deviated my thinking to transport. Hata tukaenda naye huko Mombasa akaniambia here you will get easy money from Ukunda to Likoni.
Yes.
You will get easy money.
Yes.
I made a mistake and I dumped my money.
All your retirement benefits. Yes.
Maybe the only salvation was that I had invested some money in gains. Nilikodesha mashamba ya wakina Humbo au Mamrondo, Tete na Umarafael. Hiyo ndio ilikushon kidogo.
Yes.
Otherwise
it would have been catastrophic.
Oh, and also your mom
cushioned you. Yes.
Was still working. And when she retired, we had already learned a lesson from that.
Oh, yes.
So we stabilized.
Yes.
Otherwise, transport, atununue gari ya kuweka kwa barabara, you will share with policemen.
Yes.
Oh, in fact, hata sijui mtu aliwawa sababu alikuwa anaongea mambo ya nini ya police kufanya corruption. It is really every day.
Yes.
No, every weekend, and that's Friday, you have to take 500 in an envelope. You naweka kwa pigeon. And that's a must. That one does not rule out collection ya barabara. Kila siku wanachukua pesa kwa gari lako. So gari ni ya conductor na policemen. It is a type of business I would recommend.
Unless maybe you're driving yourself or something.
And if you are driving yourself, you will be tired.
Yes, yes.
It is so tiring.
Yes.
Even if you have two, the one that will not be driving will be mismanaged.
Yes. So in retrospect, what if you had not been dissuaded or redirected by Kweyu to go in the direction that you went, what would you have done differently?
No,
looking back,
I had already bought some plots.
Yes.
The plot we have built in Zion.
Yes.
I had bought it.
So you would have developed it.
And
that was the initial plan.
Yes.
Okay.
And your mom had bought the other one, Yamrondo,
Yes.
100 by 100.
Yes.
No, yes. Tulitumia pesa ya miwa kununua hiyo. Na kaongeza. Itikawa sasa 150 by 100. So a big plot.
Yes.
So we would have planned better.
Yes.
Lakini niliposikia ati gari inaweza leta pesa
ya haraka,
nikawa excited.
Yes.
It was a big mistake.
Yes.
And I think I would discourage any one of us.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah. Or watching too.
Or anyone watching this.
Yes.
Don't buy matatu. itakusumbua tu bure.
Yeah, right. So you've lived through several political seasons in this country. You've lived through pre-independence. You saw the installation of Kenyatta Senior. You saw the transition after Kenyatta's death of Moi becoming president, being elevated from deputy to president. You saw the introduction of multipartyism. You saw the transition, the end of Nyayo era, the Kanu era, the transition to 2002. You saw 2007 happen. You've seen our ICC brothers wakikuwa president. You've seen all of through this. Which is the one period in this country that is like, which period gave you hope? Ama gave the Republic hope? If you were to go think about the politics that you've lived, ama you've witnessed, which one would you say was like a golden era in Kenya? Which one was like a good era for Kenyan politics?
Kibaki tried.
Okay, so the end of Moi's era transition into Kibaki's regime.
The original president.
Yes.
That's Kenyatta.
Kenyatta Senior.
Kenyatta Senior. Ali failed.
Yes.
He promoted tribalism.
Yes.
Which is still disturbing us up to now.
Up to now, yes.
Huyo aliumiza watu sana na tribalism.
Yes.
Because I started working after Form 4. I got a job with an insurance. So it was an international company, All Mutual. That was in 1972. My fellow lawyer, I found him there, Mr. Apollo Tsalwa. He had kicked off from the university with a degree like he was, Bachelor of Commerce.
Okay.
Tukakutana waluya wawili. But after a year, with the two, one Luo, one Kamba. After some times, I think all of us had been kicked out.
Okay.
Because it was a well-paying job, company.
Ikabaki watu wa mlima.
Ikabaki tu Wahindi na watu wa mlima.
Yes.
All PCs, apart from one, PC were 7 of them, were of one mlima, apart from one.
So you're saying Kenyatta Senior entrenched?
Yes. The foundation of our country was
shaky,
tribal.
Yes.
Na kunyakua. Now came Moi and people celebrated.
Yes.
In fact, he gave us a lot of hope. But after a while, wengine wanasema ati mapinduzi fulani ndio ilimfanya akabadilika, lakini maybe lack of education, enough education, I don't know. But alianza tu kufail.
From the beginning.
Tribalism akaanza kuingiza.
He fathered it by now, bringing in his people now.
Yes.
To replace now the Kikuyus now.
And like the first president, na akaingilia mashirika. And that's how railway failed. Post office failed. The post office aliweka tu watu wenye wajui kusomwa na kuwa manager. And you find a university person like you are just a clerk. Then undermining made the post office to fail. Then came Kibaki. I think Kibaki was cool.
Yes.
Ingawa watu wa tribe wake like
Mudaura.
Huyu daktari nani nimemsahau kidogo. Wenye kumfanya, they ordered for a marine that was not really an old marine, costing billions. Lakini hakusikika na hakuwa na tamaa ya kuiba sana.
Yes.
And people had feared him, his ministers. He was not changing them. He had given them room to work.
So you can easily say in his first term as president, he did a good. He tried to.
Although he was interfered with the struggle with the Raila, but alijaribu.
Yes.
In fact, he has left a legacy.
Yes.
Unless someone else comes in, he has done well.
Okay.
I recognize him.
Amazing.
Maybe because he was an economist, I'm not sure.
Probably, yes. It helps.
It helps, actually.
It helps.
when I compare with Moi, then I see economy. This being economist maybe helped him.
Yes.
Then hakuwa na tamaa. Unajua walitaka kumweka kwa pesa. Kuprinti akakataa.
To put his face on the bank, on the Kenya shilling note.
Until I think they pressed him akakubali hiyo shilingi.
The 40 shillings coin, yes. Yes.
Kukataa, watu wangependa hata barabara ndogo waitwe. Moi Avenue.
Yes.
Nataka walazimisha mabarabara waitwe.
Yes.
So I think I liked him.
So if there was a golden era in Kenyan politics was around Kibaki's tenure.
Yeah.
Good. Do you we've easily gone south completely to where we are right now.
This time we are lost.
Yeah, we are very, very much lost. Do you think there is hope? Do you think, given the way things are boiling right now in this country, do you think there is hope?
There is not much hope with the same leadership.
Yes.
Because one thing, there's nothing that can be redeemed.
Yes.
Because all the policies covering education, covering health,
yes,
are wrong.
Okay.
Kwa mfano hii mambo ya gorofa kwa university at 5 whatever. Walikuwa naita watu ukiingia kwa university utaweka kwa kiwango fulani ya umaskini au very rich.
Okay.
You know that's corruption.
Yes.
That's pure corruption.
Or tearing up people from where they come from. That's how much loan you get. Yes.
How do you assess?
Yes, very difficult. Yes.
Ona hii mambo ya SHA that they will assess and know that I'm worth 500 and you are worth 700. How would they assess?
Sounds silly, actually.
And some economists from the same tried to say, no, we shall use, I don't know what, kuna kipimo. Utapima namna gani?
Pesa records, nini. They said a bunch of things that did not make sense.
The present government has no direction in terms of policy.
Yes.
Then arrogance.
Yes.
And a degree of primitivity.
Where?
Because I see some primitivity because some things are influenced by I don't know the background of someone.
Penye ametoka.
Penye ametoka.
Yes.
Yeah, because
kuna mambo ingine inaonyesha tu lack of exposure. Yes. Yes.
So for me, with the present leadership, I'm not seeing hope.
Yes.
And worst of all, education is going to, in fact, even 2027, that the people are struggling again to Bukumi mfululizo.
2 term.
Hiyo hata nyinyi hamta survive. You businessmen, you will not survive. You won't. The education will go down totally.
Yes.
Health in the people. When you don't have people dying because of poor policies in health.
Yes.
Then whom are you going to lead? You are struggling to lead who?
Yes. So sick.
So for me, I don't recommend kumi mfululizo.
We went 1 term.
In fact, there is one person who tried to say that and he was working for me. Nikamwachisha kazi mara moja. Nikamwachisha toka hapo nikulipe waende. If you cannot see what's happening, then you are blind.
Very interesting. So I just wanted to get at least a grasp of how you get a sense of how you know what is happening, and I'm very excited to know that unaelewa the current mechanizations and what is exactly happening in the country. So as we dial away from that, I want to go to 2021 when you were diagnosed with stage 2 prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yes, and you underwent surgery, radiotherapy. You did chemotherapy. Are you able to speak to that period in your life and what some lessons you picked from that? Because it's my understanding, as per the last PSA results that we got, you've beat the disease and right now you are a survivor. What is the one thing you can speak about it?
In fact, through this media,
yes,
is when I can talk about me being a survivor.
Amazing, because I know you've been very shy about talking
I'm
about
a
it.
survivor indeed,
Yes.
because my PSA was tested almost 4 times, being quite normal.
Yes.
And Dr. akaniambia, you are okay.
Amazing.
But I thank my family.
Yes.
I thank my sons, my daughters, my wife. If it were not you people, asinge-toboa.
Amazing.
It was a very hard time.
Yes.
2021,
yes.
2022.
Yes.
In fact,
running all the way to 2023, yes.
We reached a point where you were just signing from everything. My phone had no secrecy with you because
Yes.
you are with me closely.
Yes.
And I could not stand on the counter to sign anything.
Yes.
I was so weak.
Yes.
But you did a very good thing when I went to Eldoret, Chandaria.
Yes.
Mkanipatia nyumba mzuri, self-contained.
Yes.
For 3 months. In fact, when I came back home, watu wakaniona niko fat. Chirande uno, a friend of mine told me, a cousin,
yes.
Chirande uno loka kaulire mbali walanga.
Yes.
Khandalali wakhomere kwa. And indeed, I was very fat.
Yes.
Because nilikuwa mletea pesa ya kutosha.
Yes.
Employ someone.
Yes.
I think I didn't know that you had employed him, but
yes.
alikuwa ananifanyia tu kazi.
Yeah, I did want you to know that. Yes.
Alikuwa ananifanyia kazi.
Yes.
And to his advantage, because he had no food in his house. So he was very lucky also.
Yes.
Alikuwa anakula vizuri.
Yes.
Namtuma nakula sawa sawa.
Yes.
Although with the cancer training,
yes,
they really limit you to the type of foods you eat.
Yes.
But they were there. Kuwa nakula.
Yes.
I would advise people who are still normal, like listeners.
Yes, time lapses.
Yeah, to be very careful with certain lifestyle.
Yes.
Kula this deep fried things.
Yes.
Be it meat, be it whatever, you avoid.
Yes.
Because that mafuta ikiungua sana inaleta chembe fulani, inaweza kudhuru, inaweza kuleta cancer.
Yes.
Also, we learn to eat health with a lot of instruction.
Yes.
Against things that can bring cancer.
Yes.
My family was scared.
Yes.
But I was comforted by my age.
Yes.
The reason why you saw me not panicking,
yeah,
I felt at around 70-something. Even if I die, I think you people are not as young as my father died.
Yes.
My father died when I was very young.
Yes.
But sikuwa nawacha mtoto.
Yes.
So that thing was comforting me.
Yes.
Sikuogopa kufa. Na kuandika will, what prompted me is what happened to my father.
Yes.
That's why I tried 1982 to write a will, but I thought a will was just a joke.
Yeah.
But later on, after talking to some people,
yes,
I realized a will is a serious thing.
Yes.
It has to undergo a lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, and indeed I'm succeeded that one.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Not many people get to do that.
Yes, nimeandika will. In fact, my partner, my wife,
yes,
felt scared. Nikisema tu kufa, sababu will you have to say when I die.
Yes.
This should happen.
Yes.
Hiyo kitu ilikuwa na mdhuru sana.
Yes.
Lakini for me, I saw it to be okay because whatever time, God knows.
Yes.
But you have to begin preparing early.
Yes. Very important.
And I realized I've been reading newspapers with a lot of appetite. There are many cases in court of bigger people, small people.
Of disputes.
Disputes over property.
Of real estate and
for
one's
me,
property.
I didn't want my sons and daughters to fight over anything.
Yes.
And I've made it very clear. I've even pointed where I'll be buried. A particular point.
That is bravery. Not many people are.
I've chosen you people. I've given you leadership. Kwa mfano for you, I've given you leadership over anything economic in my family. The way your grandfather used to struggle with life, I've seen you to be a person who can struggle the same way and teach others, not struggle selfishly.
Yes.
Yeah, teach others. When you multiply, we do this, we do this.
Yes.
Yeah. So that section ya uongozi wa mambo ya economic development, don't shy.
Yes.
Juma traditionally is my firstborn, according to lawyers.
Yes.
But with the help of George, that one I've stated very clearly. Mkitaka kitu traditional, lazima Juma weko. And ifanywe kwa haki.
Yes.
Na George awana msupport. Now, bako level yakawa economy, this home, we should invest like this, we can get a loan and do like this.
Yes.
You take care of that.
No problem.
Because we have built a background.
Yes.
I think our family, you are starting from somewhere.
Yes, which is amazing. Thank you for that.
Na nimeongea juu ya Chifa.
Yes.
Chifa is Chirande family circle.
Yes.
It has another name, Sunrise, self-help, but that one will face off slowly. The Chifa is a circle. You started, it is going on.
Yes.
But it's something I would like to expand much more when I'm not there.
Yes.
Kwamba watoto wenu wote na grandchildren, they focus on that.
Yes.
And they learn how to get loans from such enterprise.
Yes.
Ukupata loan ni mbolambu rent yo siti loan ina mravundu.
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining should take place when I'm not there.
Yes.
But not to sell the way
you see other people doing.
Some doing.
Yes.
They sell, mzazi anasumbukana kujenga vitu na watoto wanashirikiana tu kuuza cheaply. They sell cheaply.
So I'm happy that you've already, this is not a wish, this is actually a plan that is actually in action. It is already something we are practicing. Yes, of course, there are small problems, teething problems here and there, but this is a plan that is in execution and with your guidance as is right now. So I want to believe even in your absentia, it will even be the one thing that brings us closer as a family. Good. And I'm just also congratulating you on making the bold step of making your will and managing your affairs even right now before getting deceased or something. Yes. It's a courage that I even try to encourage my listeners to confront, yes. Because it's a reality of life, that your life began at some point, it will end at a certain point in life. Yes. So it's a reality that is real. If there is a truth that is actually strong and you can hold it, if there was the one thing that is actually very real in this life is the fact that you will die at some point. Yes. So why take chances with it? Why not hold it with the respect that it deserves and plan for it even? The way you're being very articulate, saying, I want to be buried at this spot. I want my estate to be divided this way. So it's a beautiful thing, and I want to congratulate you for that.
Thank you very much.
Good. So as we are winding down, we are almost at the end of this conversation. So right now you are in what wazungu wanaitanga sunset years of your life.
Yes.
Retire.
Yes, actually. It's a very interesting years.
Yes. So how does your day look like? When you wake up, what do you do?
I've changed it.
Yes.
Hapo nyuma.
Yes.
Nilikuwa na asubuhi naanza tuna kazi yangu ya kuku sana. Saa 11 find me always out of the bed. Unless usingizi unishike tu saa 10 hivi na mnicheleweshe, lakini 5 out.
Do you even still need an alarm clock to wake up? Ama do you ever use an alarm?
Yako nini?
Alarm ya kuweka ndio kuamsha. Do you ever need it? Ama unamkanga tu mwenyewe?
If that one can be there,
yes,
it can be useful because
but I'm asking right now, wewe unahitaji hiyo kuamka ama unamkanga tu?
Simu yangu sijui inaweza kuwa na alarm.
Nitakuwekea.
Okay, niwekea saa 11, weka saa 11.
You're right.
Because the broadcasters of my time kila mara walikuwa wanasema time. Lakini siku hizi asubuhi hawasemi sana. Sijui wanafikiria tuna
kila mtu ako na simu kwa mkono.
Hata ukiwa kwa blanketi utakuwa na simu. The broadcasters of this time are not doing well. Otherwise I wake up very early. Saa 11 nashughulika na preparation for my cuckoos.
Yes.
Ya kienyeji.
Yes.
Prepare food for them. Clean where they stay. I normally do that.
All right.
Then nimefuga mbuzi.
Yes.
I'm planning to do a
mbuzi za maziwa.
Mbuzi za maziwa.
Good.
Zile za kuconfine.
Yes.
So I also after mbuzi na take breakfast.
Yes.
I channel some water to my tenants.
Amazing.
Huwa nawafinyia maji naenda huko kwa estate. From there tafuta nyasi ya kuku, yani ya mbuzi. It takes me time with the music in
your cell phone, in your mobile phone.
All the time you will hear that thing. Hiyo Kongo Franco alikuwa.
Yes. You listen to Franco a lot.
Wa pili.
Yes.
People of my time.
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunaabudu Franco.
Nice.
Mambo Makiadi.
Okay.
Huyo si alikuja Kisumu wakavunja stadium.
Wewe.
Ati wanafunga mlango watu wamejaa. Watu wakavunja.
Amazing.
Franco was a hero.
Okay.
A legend.
A hero of your generation.
Up to now.
Okay.
So in fact when we meet we talk about him so much.
All right.
So I listen to such a music. And once my mbuzi are okay, then my houseboy is doing some work.
Taking care of the cows, huh?
I clean myself and stay at home. Eyes cannot allow me to read the newspapers
anymore, huh?
Okay. I've stopped. In fact, that man thought I was maybe with no money, but I told him I cannot read. These things are just piling here.
Yes.
So I struggled with the simu, kuona mapicha ya watu wa kibox sana, utatimpata mchezo wa boxing.
Yes.
Ningali nafuatilia sana.
All right.
So my day is very simple.
So you go to YouTube, watch a bit of boxing on there.
Hapo nyuma nilikuwa napanda mboga.
Yes.
Nilikuwa na mambo yangu na kupanda mboga.
Yes.
Lakini energy is getting out.
Okay.
So mami na watu wake huwa anafanya tu.
Amazing. Yes.
Your mom is nowadays has
taken over that role.
Yeah.
I'm a beneficiary of these activities. Nikikuja mimi mnichotea mnaniwekea. Yes. My boot is always
so I live full. Very simple life.
Yes. Amazing.
But my clansmen have activated it.
Yes.
When they chose me to be their chairman.
Yes, you spoke about it earlier. Yes.
Yeah, that one. It has really.
So is this the larger Abakolwe, or just within our confine Abakolwe area?
No, Abakolwe we have registered as Abakolwe of Butere.
Yes.
There are very many.
Okay, so the larger Butere region, huh? The larger Marama.
Marama, Butere,
yes. Good.
And the Abakolwe, all clans of Abakolwe.
Amazing.
Because Abachirinya, Abamale, all we have decided to come together.
Okay.
So we may register a CBO.
Abatoto?
No, Pan Abakolwe only.
Okay.
We have registered a CBO. We have opened a bank account. Sasa watu wanatuma huko pesa. Kesho 13th we shall have a seminar. That's why you helped me to switch
to today. Yes.
Today, yeah. Otherwise, you were expecting me
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be having a seminar.
Amazing. I hope everything goes well with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, that one has really made me very visible.
Yes, now umekupatia a bit of activity right now besides just being in the home.
This time, I'm in board meeting, I'm in seminar meeting.
Trainings.
Simu kila mara, watu wananipigia.
Yes.
And I'm happy they have a lot of hope in me.
Yes.
In fact, when I was saying, Bwana, at almost 80 years, you want me to be chair, you people?
Yes.
Sasa, without you, we cannot do very well.
Amazing.
Give us a start.
Yes.
You know, when people have a hope in you, trust.
Yes.
You feel a bit good.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah, so that's how nowadays I act.
Spend your day, huh?
Then it's church kidogo.
Oh, yes, on Sundays.
I attend church. Avoid your meeting ya level ya kubwa ya church. Ina consume time.
Yes.
They tend to use your time, much of your time.
Yes.
So nachukua tu
Sunday service.
Yes. Then wakitaka committee, bas committee ya church tu pana
kwa nyumba ile ya overall. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. That sounds like a very quiet.
It's very quiet
life. Yes.
And you know, when you retire, people tend to fear you.
Yes. Fear.
Yes.
Why?
Some people, at first, when I was still retiring, you go to a social place, people think you don't have money. So you'll find friends who are still in service. Wanataka kukaa kwa meza ingine.
Waombe.
That one I noticed, but when I asked friends who had retired, they said the same.
Yes.
Because you know, when you retire, your income
it becomes almost a third of what you used to get. Yes.
Yeah. So it affects you.
Yes. Kama uko umejipanga vizuri unaona siku ndefu sana. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So Sunday, this Sunday the 15th is going to be Father's Day. The world is going to be celebrating the fathers in the world. Huh?
Yes.
And on this program, this is the first time tangu tuanzishe kitu yetu, this YouTube program of ours, this is the first time we are experiencing a Father's Day. And since me and you have our conversations a lot, I just thought maybe I could immortalize one of our conversations, tukae kwa kikao, tuongee, just with the other people, also having the benefit of sharing our conversation between me and you. So I would like you to look into that camera, this one here, and just maybe share a Father's Day message, a word of encouragement to young fathers like me and thousands of other viewers who are going to be able to watch this, and just wish them a happy Father's Day. And kama kuna any word of advice that they should be able to encompass in their life as in their journey of fatherhood, unaweza waambia pia.
Yeah. Actually, whoever designed this Father's Day had a good purpose.
Amazing.
But we people of my age, we used not to take it as seriously as you young fathers you are taking.
Thank you.
In fact, I encourage young fathers to imitate what you have done to me.
Good.
Yeah, because it's a way of bonding.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you might have missed to bond when a child was still young.
Yes.
But when he reaches your age and is able to treat you the way you have done, you recognize you as a father. It creates a lot of togetherness.
Yes.
So I encourage young fathers and even old, those who can pick up, they do it.
Amazing.
It means a lot to relationship. That's what I can say.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Not at all.
So before you say your goodbyes to our time lapses, to the viewers rather.
Yes.
Whenever I have a guest on this show, every time I usually ask them this question. What is the fondest memory that you have of your father? So many struggle with that question. It's not an easy question, apparently, because I think most fathers were not really very present in their children's life, as you've correctly mentioned here. And even yourself, when I asked you that question, you can realize how much it was a difficult question
actually.
to bring any fond memory of your father. But now me, I am very lucky that I have you here in this conversation, and I just want to share a fond memory I have of you. Yeah. And when I was giving you these papers, some of them like to have a look at them so that you can see, you can anticipate some of the things we're going to talk about. I made sure that I removed that memory because I didn't want you to see it beforehand in yangu. So my fondest memory of you was when you came from work with a newspaper. You used to have a newspaper, sometimes on the carrier of the bicycle, or sometimes if you've not gone with the bicycle, you'd have it in your armpit, you'd walk with it coming back home. So for the days that you come with the bicycle, I would run to the gate and greet you. I don't know if I used to greet you, but the first thing I would do is maybe take the bicycle from you and then like just pretend ride it, because I didn't know how to ride it when I was very, very young. I didn't know how to ride it, plus you kuna forbid mambo ya utaharibu baiskeli yangu, but I would just take it from you and get it to the house. It was one of my sworn duties. I would do that. And then maybe take the newspaper. I honestly did not really understand much what was in the newspaper, but I would just like read through the stories and maybe read the bylines hapo chini ya the description of the picture. I just like skim through and see what was happening during the day, because now ungerudi na newspaper jioni.
Yes.
But now one of the foundational memories that I have of you is immediately after umefika kwa boma, you would take your radio, that silver and black radio of yours. Then you'd start going through the compound. Ungeiweka hata sometimes hapa kwa nini kwa the shoulder here, and then you would go around the compound. I don't know hata sijui ulikuwa unafanya nini kwa your fence. Ungeangalia tu mimea, but you just basically going around the compound, angalia kama hata ungetoa samadi ya ng'ombe sometimes, but just moving around with your radio, and mostly you'd be tuned into BBC Africa. You'd be listening to BBC Africa. And they would sometimes talk about a global roundup of the world, and they'd be talking about African, sijui what has happened in Congo, there is a lot of fighting, the Hutus, the Tutsis. I don't know. I'm just imagining what was there. I can't say that I remember, but just basically the news that was happening was of what was happening in Africa and generally the globe, the world at large.
Right.
Now, there was even the music that was being played on this particular evening program. They would play like Miriam Makeba, Oliver Mtukudzi. I once even asked you if you know these people, but I don't think you remember that much. But maybe this memory remained with me so much. Now, it didn't even affect me then, but now when I was a grown man and I was looking back to my childhood, I realized I picked up that habit of following international news so much from you. Now, even my perception of the world is not that of my village or even where I live right now in Bungoma or even this country. I almost have a global imagination. Whenever I do anything, I have a global imagination because of this seed you planted when I was a very little boy. Just seeing you follow international news, and it has shaped me so much, you have no idea. Even my young children wake up in the morning and they know the TV is not theirs, because hata wakiamka wenyewe badala ya kuweka vitu zao wanaweka CNN ama Al Jazeera ama any international news station ama France 24, because they know dad always watches international news in the morning before he takes us to school. And this is not something I picked up on my own. This is something you instilled in me, even unknowingly, just by observing and looking at you do it. So that is my fondest memory, growing up and looking at you.
And I picked from my teacher called Mr. Mbais.
Amazing.
And God has picked him at old age.
Yes.
Alikuwa anakuweka chini ya mti.
Yes.
Anafungua BBC.
Okay.
In fact, those who were under him, most of us became lame, tuned to BBC all the time.
All right.
And then later on, VOA.
Yes. Voice of Africa.
But the thing is that they talk the truth in our country. Sometimes the news news we hear in Kenya is half truth or
propaganda
lies.
mostly. Yes.
So those ones are telling us exact things
what was happening in our country. The reporting was a bit more straightforward. Yes.
Although sometimes when they exaggerate to the advantage.
Yes.
Lakini
mostly they were reporting a little bit more truthful to us. Yes.
And I encourage you to continue.
Thank you.
Because international news, it makes you think internationally.
Yes.
And one day you will think about going abroad.
Yes.
Yes.
Or even doing business abroad.
Or doing a business.
Yes. At an international level. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you also.
This has been a beautiful conversation.
Thank you for making the Father's Day of 15th to be the way it is.
Yes.
And really, you have changed my life.
Yes.
Even I don't know how to describe myself.
Unajisikia kijana?
Hata wenzako waliniona vile nilikuwa natembea kwa steps.
Yes.
Hiyo message ilinisaidia sana.
Yes.
Huyo msichana, I didn't know that they are given tips. I would have given her a tip.
I took care of that.
You did that.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Alifanya kazi mzuri. Supposing they do some parts like the bag and others.
Yes.
You can really become very...
Yes, they do actually. That's just venye inachukua muda kidogo, but they actually do too. Yes.
And you will be naked or how?
No, they do it very professionally. They cover the sensitive areas. Yes.
Then you lie on that bed I saw
yes,
there.
Yes. Hey. Tupange hiyo maneno pia.
But with the cleaning,
yes,
I've learned a lesson.
Yes.
That indeed I had kept my hands not clean.
Yes.
My legs not clean.
Yes.
I think I'll now maintain that.
All right.
When I meet her.
Yes.
Or when you take
hata kupata venye amekupata leo.
Watatoa uchafu vile walitoa.
Mr. Chirande.
Otherwise, it was a very good experience. Asante sana.
Karibu. I'm happy to share that with you. And,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think at leo, I don't know. I was just let me close out and we can both say together Happy Father's Day 2025. All right. So let me just finish up with the telling guys goodbye and then nitakwambia tuseme pamoja. Now I'm saying let me tell the viewers goodbye and then we can say Happy Father's 2025 together.
Yeah,
so gentlemen, that has been the time lapse. It was an amazing episode. This gentleman has told me a lot of stories about us growing up, but kuna zingine nilikuwa nazipata hapa paka mwenyewe niko like, whoa, okay. Every time someone tells you a story, it almost comes out differently every other time. And most of these stories nimezisikia, but today I almost can guarantee that I picked a very different perspective. And I'm happy that this time I can always go back and watch this footage again. And just imagine how his life was growing up, some of his fears, some of his aspirations, and who he is right now as a person, and the lessons I can pick that from. So, and it was very important for me to do this. This is more of like a personal journey that I just decided to share with you guys. And I hope you find it of value or of inspiration to you in any sense or form or shape. Other than that, it has been the time lapse, and allow us to just say Happy Father's Day 2025.
Happy Father's Day
2025.
Peace
is a wrap.